I'm MrHartgrave, the only AEW historian. And you are now in the middle ground between light and shadow, between fact and fiction. It is an area which we call From Parts Unknown.
MrHartgrave, probably going to stop soon. You're going to end up in the grave with that sort of an opinion. Nigel McGuinness, number one.
Listen up. Effie is here at the Big Gay Brunch in Philly, sold out, wild show. And I need you to watch From Parts Unknown and to keep digging.
He is I and I am him, and I'm the undisputed trend, Matt Taven. And this dork behind the camera, some Melvin told me to say, grave diggers keep on digging. Whatever that means.
Tune into Parts Unknown and keep digging.
Mark with one half a private party, say what up to the grave diggers and keep doing your thing.
I am AEW wrestler and Ring of Honor tag champ, Mike Bennett. And remember, grave diggers keep digging, but not the monster truck. Even though my son really likes that monster truck, I kind of like Son of a Digger, and so I'm going off on a tangent about monster trucks because my son really loves monster truck, but we're talking about the YouTube channel, so make sure, grave diggers, keep on digging, baby.
Like, subscribe, and watch another video, or be cursed. If you're cursed, that means the grave diggers will keep digging your graves, so you probably want to do it.
Did you see this at World's End? This guy was holding it up. We were trying to get Evil Uno in Fight Forever.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to be in Fight Forever?
I love being Fight Forever.
We would love to have you in Fight Forever. Thank you for being on the channel. Can you say hi to all the grave diggers out there? That's what we call them.
That's what we call ourselves.
I said I didn't know you was local.
Yeah.
So this Mark with one half a private party, say what up to the grave diggers and doing your thing.
Excellent.
Oh.
Thank you, man. It's so good to see you back.
Thanks, serious.
This is Thunder Rosa from the Graveyards of Tijuana, Mexico. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, The Parts Unknown, and grave diggers keep digging.
You're looking at the heavyweight headhunter, Aaron Ash. You want to find me on social media? Google me. I'm not here to plug anything. I'm just here to let you look at me. Because I'm great. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got somebody to punch in the face. You have a good one.
Hey, gravediggers. This is Pro Wrestling's bastard, the future godfather of ultraviolence, Nico Gray, and you are watching Parts Unknown. Oh, and gravediggers, keep digging those graves, because I'll send you body bag after body bag after body bag after fucking body bag.
Ladies and gentlemen, standing in front of you right now is the most succulent tag team in professional wrestling history. Brandon Watts and Randy Summers, Milk Chocolate.
And you are watching Parts Unknown from MrHartgrave. Oh, fuck. Shit. My bad. MrHartgrave from Parts Unknown. I'm sorry, man. You could do this all day, though. That's okay. Shit, don't. Oh, no.
You should keep these tapes.
And then you go fuck up my intro.
It was an unfortunate event that happened, but thankfully it's pre-recorded and this footage will never get seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, standing in front of you right now is the most succulent tag team in professional wrestling history. Brandon Watts and Randy Summers, Milk Chocolate.
And you are watching MrHartgrave from Parts Unknown.
Thank you for watching MrHartgrave from Parts Unknown.
From Parts Unknown, MrHartgrave, that bastard you're watching tonight, go and explain.
Hey, I'm Dr. Adapted. I just got done with my goddamn Combat Zone debut. And you're watching MrHartgrave from Parts Unknown. Motherfucker!
Thank you all for watching MrHartgrave from Parts Unknown.
It's MPK, MrHartgrave, all motherfucking dead. Parts Unknown, motherfuckers. You fuck with them, you fuck with me. You fuck with me, I send someone with a ski mask to your house with a weapon in their motherfucking hand. Leave them alone.
Live.
MrHartgrave, Cage of Death 22. I'm standing here with Mickey James. I just watched the craziest fucking death match I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life.
Mickey James is here?
Were done to you. Mickey fucking Knuckles.
Oh. I can see there was
You want to redo that?
Why
did you?
Video here for season.
We're back here. He reminded me that he had a question to answer.
I do have a question for you. So I make documentary videos on wrestlers, specifically those who have been in All Elite Wrestling. I covered the time that you were in All Elite Wrestling, and we talked about the time with David Arquette. And there was a bit. You said something about David Arquette. You said that he paid you with a king size mattress.
Yeah.
For what you
used
did.
his footage for his documentary. He gave me a king size mattress.
You put it in your
Shout out to David Arquette, man. You know what? I talked a lot of shit, man. I know he got cut in his neck. That motherfucker was doing good in that match, man. And then shit happens. So shout out to him for even doing that match and being crazy enough, and then hanging in there with me for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Shout out for that.
But what about the mattress?
Oh, the mattress is great, man.
You opened it.
Oh, I opened that mattress in my new house. And I got sheets over and I'm sleeping in it right now. And it is an awesome king mattress. Shout out to David Arquette and his wife, Mrs. Arquette, whatever.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, MDK. I love this shit. Oh.
I'm MrHartgrave, the only AEW historian. And you are now in the middle ground between light and shadow, between fact and fiction. It is an area which we call From Parts Unknown.
I'm Mr. Hartgrave. With me is Kellin Craven, the Sin City Devil, the Devil of Sin City, Generation Next Pro Wrestling, and this is the Parts Unknown podcast, the first episode of the Parts Unknown podcast. I don't even know where to start. This is a new era for Mr. Hartgrave. Forget everything you've known before and brace yourself for the future as we enter this new era. If you're not familiar with who Mr. Hartgrave is, and I don't know how you would manage to not be familiar with that at this point, but if you somehow missed it, the story to date, the truncated story to date, I'm not going to go all the way back into the past because we're on a new channel tonight, and the people who are on this channel kind of know all the deep history and lore, and we might get into some of that tonight. We'll see who shows up. We'll see who wants to chat. But in recent history, I was making, and still am making at times, and I have to check my internet now because I'm getting weird. I'm getting weird messages, and hopefully I'm on the wrong internet. Why am I on the wrong internet, Kellin? Why of all? Brace yourself. Brace yourself. All right.
Brace.
You're still there. You're still there. Everybody's still here. Everybody's holding. If I don't switch that internet though, it's gonna screw everything up. If I don't do that. That's an old school Mr. Hartgrave problem. I've been battling with that for like 5 years now. That I have 2 different networks in my house. And sometimes my computer just decides, I'm going to join that really crappy internet that barely connects instead of like the good internet. People have heard me. And now someone's saying they got no sound. I mean, the sound should be there now. It might just cut out while the internet cuts out and comes back in. Mm-hmm. I haven't lost you though, Kellin.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
I feel like we've been uninterrupted, basically. But here, somebody let me know in the chat. Are you getting sound? I'm not going to sit here and run my mouth for an hour if you guys can't hear me. I mean, I see that you can hear me because I'm looking at the sound output in real time as I've done for 5 goddamn years. And it shows that sound's coming through the internets and into your ears out there in Twitch land. Okay, now it's there. All right, good. They just got sound back. Okay, so we're back. We're on the good internet. And what I wanted you to know before all of that stupidity happened is that Mr. Hartgrave has been making documentary videos. And the documentary videos, and there's a whole story. I'm going to try to tell the short version of this for anybody that, there's a lot of people that already know it. I made these documentary videos. By the way, I made a 2-hour video on Malachi Black. Kellin, have you watched the 2-hour video on Malachi Black?
I actually have. I've got to watch my favorite wrestlers video. I made time for that one.
All right, that's good because you're a big part of that one. What did you think? Did we tell the story of Malachi Black? Was I successful?
Yeah, when I watched your Danhausen video, I thought that we had we reached the top. Like, there's no way he's gonna be able to make something better than that. But in my opinion, quality-wise, that's at least going toe-to-toe. I don't know if it beats it, but it's
Nice.
at least trading haymakers with it.
Well, I appreciate that. YouTube didn't feel the same way about it.
Man, I love that video.
Go watch the Malachi Black video, especially if you know me from the Danhausen video, which a lot of people do. The Malachi Black is very much the spiritual successor to that. A lot of what went into the Danhausen video went into the Malachi Black video. We like quadrupled the length. And I don't think it's filler. I think it's all killer. And I will say, even though the views aren't here, the average view duration is somewhere in the 40-minute mark. So people, it's a damn good video. It's probably the best video I've ever made. It's highly watchable. I highly recommend. So much cool stuff in there. Gives you a new appreciation for the guy.
Absolutely.
Even if you already, I mean, did it take you from did it push you up to a new level, or were you already as high as you can go?
Man, I don't know if you can get much higher than I was already at. I flew to Florida for the guy.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So yeah, there's that. And making these documentary videos, all right, to bridge the gap, I made these documentary videos. I made them so well that I got invited to be a part of the business, to go to CZW, Combat Zone Wrestling, a very prestigious, long-running company, 26 years. We just celebrated our 26-year anniversary. I get to say the words "we" now because I'm a part of them. And you can start to see that work on the CZW YouTube, which is a massive YouTube channel with 250,000 subscribers. And you can see my first real official thing is right here where I interview Nick Gage, who is a wrestling legend, bona fide wrestling legend, and the best video I've made to date, let's say. Especially one that isn't on my own channel. And, I had other clips on here, but it's like I kind of think of all this stuff as like before Hartgrave.
Right.
We've really entered a new era. These three videos in particular, this one, and this one, are all things that I've edited on my computer. Those are my thumbnails. Those are like Hartgrave videos on the CZW channel. And we were at the 26th anniversary and we filmed a ton of stuff. We showed up at noon and we left at midnight. And we
Standard
shot
wrestling.
Yeah, man, we were the first ones there. We were the first ones there. We got to scout locations for about an hour before anybody else showed up, and we were one of the last ones to leave for sure. And it was intense and awesome, and we got all the stuff that we wanted to get plus a little extra. I think I've got about 10 or 12 additional videos that are going to come out over the next 6 weeks. In between this show and the next show, that are going to hopefully build the story and get everybody invested and make you want to see the next show. We're working at it. It's a work in progress, and it's only going to get better from here. But it's pretty damn good. I'm really happy with the production levels, the camera quality, audio quality, the performances were amazing, and I think even myself didn't do half bad. So. There you go, guys. Mr. Hartgrave wasn't fucking around. When I told you that I was quitting Marvel Strike Force because I was massively successful, it was no fucking lie. It's no goddamn joke. It wasn't me blowing smoke up your ass or exaggerating. It truly is. I have been hired by an actual worldwide entertainment company. Tell me another Marvel Strike Force streamer that managed to fucking pull that off. I'll wait.
Ain't none of them talking to Nick Gage.
I'll fucking wait. So yeah, say what you want down in the comments, you fucking nerds. Because I saw some people the last time we addressed the Marvel Strike Force community, Kellin. Some people wanted to pop up in my comments being like, "You only got 100 views on your last video." Looking at this channel, looking at the original Mr. Hartgrave channel, where I put out, something with me and you, or some clip from Combat Zone, some bonus footage I had laying around that I just threw on the channel that I knew wasn't going to get more than 100 views, failing to look at my massively successful wrestling channel, which at times tanks. Yeah, granted, sometimes I put a video out, a good video that people love, and it only gets 400 views, and it crushes my soul. But it's a good video. So there's that, and as far as wrestling goes, it is so goddamn hard to break into wrestling YouTube. That actually the numbers on this channel are phenomenal. If you compare them to other people that attempt to make wrestling content, we're talking views in the tens, and it can be an interview with fucking Joe Hendry. I just saw it.
That's crazy.
It's nuts, dude. I just saw it the other day. This guy posted up. He's like, I got a fucking interview with Joe Hendry, and it's an in-person interview. He's sitting down at a table with him. 40 views, no cap.
Oh my gosh.
40 fucking views. And it's Joe fucking Hendry. I mean, he's viral as shit, right? You would think.
The draw, Joe Hendry.
The fucking draw that Joe Hendry is. And it's an in-person interview and it looks like decent quality. I mean, granted, I didn't watch it. I don't have time for this shit. And that's what most people don't have time for. Because you can get Joe Hendry. You can get Joe Hendry being interviewed by the best interviewer in the world. You know, Chris Van Vliet, right? Mm-hmm. So why the fuck do they need Joe Jackass? And no offense to Joe Jackass, by the way. I'm sure he's fine. But I would refer to myself as Joe Jackass. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a fucking jackass. Like, I'm going to sit next to Joe Hendry and imagine that it's going to blow up the world or something. It's not. The competition is the fucking toughest. The most talented talkers in the business are on YouTube pushing wrestling. Because it's the biggest, most popular content on YouTube, or it's at least in the top 5. Top 5 YouTube channels of all time, WWE is one of them. And that's wrestling, and it's huge. And that's why I went for it, by the way. Number one, I got a passion for wrestling. I've had it since I was a wee lad. I gave up on my dreams. I was told to give up. I was literally taken aside in school and told, you have to stop having that dream. Which is crazy. You know, because I was absolutely onto something. I'm the same age as Kenny Omega. Who knows what could have happened? Right. You know, I could have caught that wave of Ring of Honor. I could be on AEW. I have no idea. Probably not. I probably would have gotten a horrible back injury, broke my neck, and be in traction right now. You know, let's be realistic. It was probably good advice. But this was a person who had no understanding of the business and didn't know how many layers to this shit there are and how many places you can fail into. I could have been anywhere in production. I would have been a happy person for my entire life. If I was just like a fucking professional wrestling light guy, would have been better than the path I went down of fucking manual labor. Okay?
Right.
Like, yeah. I think being a fucking, light guy for the WWE would really beat video store clerk, bitch. You know what I mean? Okay? What the fuck were you setting me up for? Do what you love, people, is what I'm trying to fucking tell you. Boy, we got fucking heavy on this show fast. But it's true. Do what you fucking love. I guess, and that's kind of where we're headed with all this. And look, there's other shit to check out. You can check out Combat Zone Wrestling 26th anniversary. Go to their website, watch the fucking show. It's phenomenal. Go to my Patreon if you want to see more live streams like this. We have all of our old live streams up here, me and Kellin. I don't know what the future of that is right now, because now we're going to start doing the live streams on my first channel, and I don't really know where that's headed. And you got a big show coming up. I want to talk about that tonight. But before we get to that, let's kind of get back to that heaviness that I dropped there, because that's kind of the name of this stream is, Adventures in Independent Wrestling, and you're an independent wrestler, and I want to talk to you about that. Because you're a younger man than myself, but you're in this tough position where you're a pretty goddamn good professional wrestler. I've seen you wrestle.
I'm all right,
but like, I was thinking about this before we went live today, like what kind of fucking leap you have to make, how much you have to sacrifice just to have a shot at failure.
Right.
Right? Like, what's that been like for you? Like, what thoughts go through your head on your professional wrestling journey?
I mean, you almost have to put everything in your life on a scale.
Yeah.
You have to be able to weigh the importance of this to my career and this to my personal life. You have to do that with everything. I mean, the guy I'm working with Saturday, as much as I don't like him, he got into this way earlier than I did and sacrificed a lot of his high school life. Yeah. He was 18 and having to miss school and miss parties and miss all the things that kids get to do in high. And now he regrets it. I hear him talking in the locker room about things he's missed out on. He was touring other countries before he was graduated, before he got his cap and gown. Yeah. And as great and as luxurious as that all sounds, that sucks, bro. That really, really, really sucks. I've never had to make sacrifices to that level, but birthdays add up.
Yeah.
Life adds up. You miss enough things, and it really, 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 you got to look in the mirror and wonder if what you're doing is worth it. You have to wonder if the dream is worth it, if it's worth all this grind, because wrestling hurts too. Yeah. I drove 7.5 hours and got whatever money I got and back pain and missed a birthday. Like, that's great. I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah, you're working in front of maybe who knows how many people.
Right, yeah.
10
from
to
booking
50.
to booking, it can be a full house, or I've shown up before and there's 4 people and 3 of them were comp tickets. Somebody's wife they brought sat front row. There was like 2 paying people in the arena. I was like, I don't even want to go. I don't want to wrestle for one person.
I guess they call it paying dues, right?
Yeah. I guess so. But there's definitely everything has to go on a scale whenever you chase a dream like this. You have to weigh every event, every decision, every booking, everything has to get put on a scale. Even like financially. Like even like you think about like tax return time and what that means for some people. To me, that means more gear. That has to go into wrestling. I don't get to have all of these big breaks and times of joy that some people get to have. And it's all because I'm chasing the dream.
Yeah, well, man, it's a story worth following, guys. We're talking about, and we'll talk about it later too, as far as, kind of I want to shoot a little bit about the scene right now. You definitely have a lot of people on the independents that I see. Like, I've been getting more involved in it now. I'm working with some guys that have a real chance to break out, and I don't want to say this guy ain't gonna make it because of that, or that guy is gonna make it. Like, I like to look at it academically. Like, I think taking emotion out of it and your feelings, who's been accomplishing things, who's taken tours of other countries, who's worked in other places, how many championships have you achieved on the independents? That's how we can weigh who has a shot, right? Potentially at something else. Because there's a lot of talented people that, and I don't want to put them down because they might not be willing to take these massive sacrifices to potentially fail.
It requires a entire full repertoire of skills. It's not just being a good wrestler.
Absolutely.
You got to think about this. If you think of yourself as an independent contractor, what am I selling? What am I offering? I'm offering me.
Yep.
So you have to be a self-promoter. You have to have a marketing brain. You have to be able to have cool ideas for gears and logos.
Yeah.
So you have to have like a creative art side to you. You have to be athletic. Like, you have to be able to physically perform these things. So you probably have to be an athlete. You're narrowing this down bit by bit, every little extra element that you add to where it's like the 1% of the 1% of people can actually be something in this business. Anybody can be a professional wrestler. Anybody can get the money, go to a trainer, say, here we go, make me a wrestler, and learn the bare bones basics, flunk out of school, lie to people, tell them you're a wrestler, and get bookings. It's like being a band. Like, you don't have to be a good band to get a booking. You can lie your way into the booking and then suck. Everything sucks, but at least you got the booking. You can lie and get there. Anybody can be a wrestler, but only a certain percentage of people have what it takes to take that the next step further and to build something out of this. I've seen it happen, man. I've had people show up to our academy, pay for lessons, take 2 classes, quit coming, and then I see their asses on a poster.
Yeah.
They make it to they make it on a show somewhere. I'm like, dog, that guy cannot take a flip bump. I don't know what you think he's gonna give you.
Oh, we're shooting tonight. I like it. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I was thinking to myself how goddamn lucky I am, but not just lucky, but like you're saying, the more you bring, the luckier you can be, I think.
Right.
Because, I mean, I'm definitely lucky that I don't have to sacrifice and move anywhere. I don't have to, like, abandon my family or anything to be a part of CZW. Because, thankfully, I live within 2 hours of everything they do, which is just, like, a blessing. Because if I had this door opened and I lived further away,
yeah,
that sacrifice would probably be too great for me to even walk through the door, even though this might be one of the best companies to kind of get your foot into. So that's amazing. And not just anybody can walk in there. It helps that when we did walk in there, the way we got to where we're at, which is like a part of the team, is when we walked in, I had years of experience in production, and YouTube production and making videos. I came in with my own gear. I didn't need fucking anybody's help for shit.
Right.
Because nobody's gonna. It seems like people don't want to help you unless you're already doing all the shit they want you to do.
Right.
And then the help comes. Like now, there's support happening. People are wanting to help. This show was night and day from the last show. I mean, everybody was always super nice at CZW. Now that we're part of the team. Now, guys are willing to do, we can pull them wherever we need to. We can take them forever as long as we need. We're having them retake things. No one's feeling inconvenienced. Nobody's worried that this is just going to go off into the ether and not be seen. So it's a whole different kind of ball game, and everybody's willing to kind of play ball, but only because we were able to go in there and show competence.
Right.
Show that you can do all the shit on your own. And then people will help you. I think maybe there's probably a lot of people that start off down this road, whether it be professional wrestling or music or whatever, who have some assumption that marketing people and shit are just going to glom onto you and want to fucking help you and build your brand. That will not fucking happen. You need to have your own designs. You need to have your own creativity. You need to have your own drive and character and ideas. People might help you along the way, but only if you show that you have the potential, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's wild. Like, yeah, honestly, I have no idea how I would have done if I would have pursued this as a wee boy, as opposed to now.
Your drive and the way you handle like the YouTube, I bet you would have been successful because you already have a lot of skills that it takes.
I have them now, Kellin.
But you have the ability to gain it. Like some people, if I sat down, there's no way I could learn to do what you do. It doesn't matter if you gave me 12 hours, 24 hours, 25 days, 3 months. It wouldn't matter. I would never be able to do anything even remotely close to what you do. There's no way.
I appreciate that. I mean, most of it is just like a sick, undying, undead-like persistence.
Right.
my stubbornness to not give up. Like editing was so hard for me at the start, and now it's just become like a trance that I enter into. But to begin, it was like, it's just so boring. It's so boring doing good editing because it's like meticulous little things, repetitive actions. But it's like once you break yourself down and have sat in an editing chair for 6 hours, it like just kind of washes over you and things become easier that were hard, and you learn shortcuts, or you just learn how, once you know how long it's going to take, it's easier to do it because you're not like thinking to yourself that you're wasting time. You're like, I know how this is going to turn out. It's okay. If I keep sitting here, if I keep messing with this, it will turn out good. Whereas if you've never done it, you might be like, I'm just fucking up. Trust the process, right? And some of the stuff I do is like, this is looking worse. This is looking worse. And then like, oh, it works now.
Right.
But, oof. Yeah, we've done some cool editing stuff for the stuff that's coming to the channel too. I'm really excited about some of these clips. Like this thing that hit, did you watch the Nick Gage thing?
Yes, I did watch the Nick Gage thing.
So that's very straightforward. There's nothing avant-garde about that at all. I think it's very professional. Some footage of the show, some Nick Gage. There's a little bit of trickery in there. I don't want to divulge it, but
right.
It's just solid and straightforward. we have some extremely kind of out there stuff happening, very innovative that I haven't seen other wrestling companies do, and pulled off in a professional way that it's not like some hokey janky bullshit that, shouldn't have been done.
Right.
So I'm excited. I have a super ambitious project that I've slated for the last thing that I'm going to edit. Once I work through a gauntlet of like 10 videos, the last one was the first thing we shot that day, and it was like super ambitious with like multiple setups and voiceovers and all sorts of crazy shit. So I don't know what to compare it to. Probably like some of the shit that like Matt Hardy was doing, I guess.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
probably a best way to
A little
compare it.
cinematic.
Cinematic, yeah. And like, yeah. So I don't know how the fuck that's going to go. I should put some letter bars on that bad boy, right? Cinema. So I don't know, but yeah, super cool. We, I guess I could probably, we're kind of shooting. Nobody's watching. It's what we did it with one of the guys from Milk Chocolate. Are you familiar with the Milk Chocolate boys?
Yeah, a little bit.
They've been around for like a long fucking time. I think when I talked to them, they corrected me, politely, by the way, not politely at all. They were very mean. But I think they started off like in 2013, I want to say. If they hear me say this, they're going to correct me. But they've been around for a while. They were on AEW Dark like 3 times too, as Milk Chocolate.
That's dope.
Yeah, which is wild. I think like during the pandemic, a lot of guys got on Dark because like Tony Khan was just like trying to help wrestlers not die.
Right.
Which is really cool. Yeah, people shit on Tony Khan so much, but like you see some of the stuff he does, and it's like no one else is doing that. It's like nice stuff.
Yeah.
I was reading chat here a little bit. We got the same amount of people. New channel, same people. Maybe a couple of new faces. I don't know what's up, man. I'm not a draw yet. That's okay. One of these days. Speaking of draws, though, and I do want to get into this, if you've been following the saga of Kellin Craven, you have a match coming up Saturday. I don't know when everybody else gets to see it. I wish this stuff aired live.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. We were supposed to watch the last show today, but there were some delays about getting it up.
Yeah. Some last second editing, the few callbacks. They had the finished show, but the promoter had to send it back to the team that edits it. There's just a few small little things he didn't like, but it was enough to delay it. I think for sure we'll have it by next Wednesday.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing it because, I want to see your tournament performance.
I'll wait to watch it with you. I won't watch it beforehand.
Nice. We'll get your fresh opinion on it. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much longer we have to wait to see this, but I'm sure we'll know the result by the time we watch the show next week. You get to showdown with Corey Calhoun. Speaking of AEW Dark, this is a guy that was on AEW Dark as well.
Yeah, he was on 205 Live too. He's been all over.
Yeah.
That belt that he's holding on the poster is from Mexico. He travels to Mexico once a month for a few days.
All right.
He's world traveled. I can never take anything away from Corey inside the ring or outside the ring, really. He's a very, very talented wrestler, and he's been doing this for a very long time. I wish I started as early as he did.
Yeah, man. That's another thing, is getting an early start on it. Like my kids started martial arts when they were 4.
Oh, shit.
And like that's such a huge advantage, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like we were happy to promote them doing that. It was their idea. It wasn't mine. They like literally stood outside. They had a gym membership, and they taught martial arts classes in the gym. They were there for like some toddler dance. They were in tutus, and they walk by the big window open of martial arts, and they just stopped dead, turned, and stared at the class for like the whole class, like 30 minutes, just watching it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, girls, do you want to do that? And like, yeah, do that. And we're there still. Like
so cute when you just like, immediately see it.
11 years later, and they're still. It started with Taekwondo, still with Taekwondo. 2nd degree black belts now.
Hell yeah, that's so sick.
Crazy. But yeah, that's a huge advantage starting early. And yeah, I wish I would have started this YouTube. I mean, Jesus Christ, I don't know what would have happened. Like, forget professional wrestling. Fine. Crush my dreams there. Doom me to a life of manual labor. Fine. I could have started YouTube during the dawn of YouTube, and God knows, man, I could have been the Filthy Frank, let alone the next Filthy Frank. I have no idea where I would have ended up.
Right.
But I mentioned Filthy Frank. I think people have compared me to Filthy Frank before, especially during my more angry phase on YouTube.
Right.
I think I have a video where I like watch some of his stuff or whatnot. We did have some pretty stark similarities.
I got to go that far back and see some of that.
Yeah. I've actually cleared off my my first YouTube channel to the point where it's mostly just good. Like, I've kind of gotten rid of there's a couple of Marvel Strike Force things on there that I've left for history's sake. Couple of interviews or whatnot, maybe my first collaboration or something like that. A couple of Zemo things probably. Just so if, it's there, if people are curious about where the fuck this guy came from. Try to get rid of all the embarrassing stuff, or I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of embarrassing stuff, but it's all kind of embarrassing. I think it's still embarrassing. But yeah, God knows. If I would have started YouTube early, what that would have been. I think the one I really missed was Twitch. I think if I because I was right there when Twitch started, and I was playing Hearthstone pretty heavily to the point where like I had everything, and Hearthstone was just like Twitch had just started and Hearthstone. If I would have combined those two, that might have really blown up for me. But then again, I might not want to be doing that.
Right.
I think the one that I really like the thing that I kind of look at right now is I look at CZW. I literally look at CZW and I'm like, man, I wish I would have been around for the last 20 years of this. Maybe not the first 6 years where it was all just like head trauma and barbed wire and awfulness and cinder blocks to the face. Like I probably didn't need that. But when guys start coming through CZW, like MJF, Swerve Strickland, Joe Gacy, like Jesus Christ. I mean, to be a part of that, and that's why I'm so happy I'm there now, because the level of talent that's hanging around CZW, and let's bring up your show, because there's a CZW guy. I don't know if you want to call him a CZW guy or what you want to call him, but Troy Parker down here, he's at our shows.
Yeah.
And this guy's immensely talented.
Yeah, he's very good. I've seen him before.
He's very good. I put in the word. He should be saying hi for me when he comes by. God damn it.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to talk to him Saturday.
Because we shot stuff with Troy too. I just edited it last night. Last night I was editing Troy Parker. He did a great spot. Hold on, I'm zooming in, I'm zooming out, I'm losing myself here. Here we go. Okay. Trying to screw this up. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Okay, there it is. There, now we can see Troy Parker a little bit better. And I wanted to, like, we were talking about, accomplishments and stuff. And I don't want to put anybody down. I'm sure everybody on both of our rosters, on the CZW roster, on the Gen Next roster, has a shot. But who's putting in the work? Who could realistically break out, or is already broken out and is doing a show with you? It seems like Troy Parker's putting in the work.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited to see what Troy Parker can do here. I already know what he's capable of.
He's a beast in the fucking ring, dude. This is a big fucking guy that moves fast.
He's very, very Samoa Joe-esque in terms of just how quick,
I feel that.
how lightning fast he is.
And I'm look, we're shooting, dude. I'd tell you if somebody sucked. Troy Parker don't suck. Like, that guy, impressive dude. Yeah.
I mean, anyone that you see is capable of showing up in Ring of Honor or some kind of developmental system, showing up on Dark. Like, every single wrestler you see on our show, there's a very fine sifting process. We don't just let
that's cool.
any Joe Blow with 2 training classes under their belt show up and luck onto our card.
Gotcha.
They're very meticulous in looking over your history, wanting to see some match references. They look back. They talk to people. They really network work out before you're able to secure your spot on this show. So once your face is on a Gen Next poster, I have full faith in your ability to go anywhere in the world and do anything. Everybody we book is capable of that next level, and that's something we pride ourselves on here at Gen Next.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I've only been a CZW for a minute now, but I know that goes. I think what it comes down to is who's running the place. For us, it's DJ Hyde. For you, I don't want to get it wrong. The name's on the. I think I know the name, but it's better if you say it.
Max Sled and Larry D. They
Larry
run the
D.
company,
Okay, that's on me. I just didn't want to say the wrong name. But
You're good.
These guys are great trainers. These guys are great trainers, and they're running this is a school and a federation, right?
Yeah,
That's
idea
a big
is that
difference.
the school eventually feeds the federation.
That's a big difference. When you got a place that's a school, there's a lot of places out there that are just booking people. And that's where you'll see kind of this mixed bag shit going on.
Right.
They'll grab a couple of guys from AEW or whatever to get people in the door, and then who the fuck ever, right?
Right.
And they don't have a school. The people running it is maybe a jackass like myself, like fucking Mark or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who knows? Not a fucking...
Money marks.
Yeah.
Money marks.
Fucking money mark. Yeah. I don't want to disparage it. I'm in the business now. I'm not trying to get heat.
Right.
But there's a fucking difference. There's a fucking difference between a professional wrestler trainer, like, Jesus Christ, a guy like DJ Hyde.
Yeah.
People have passed through him. Fucking AEW champions have passed through him. Swerve and MJF, right?
Yep.
Crazy shit. Joe Gacy goes on to the fucking, and these are the guys that he's working with. And the reason why they're at those places is because they spent time with DJ Hyde, and he said, okay, they're good.
Right.
That's a different thing than some guy with a lot of money who's like, I'm going to run a show. I mean, those shows might be bigger. Because it's a promoter, right? It's a promoter, not a trainer. We got promoter trainers heading up our places, so that's why our cards look like they do, and that's what's exciting about it. That's what's cool to watch. These people are going to end up places. So we got Troy Parker down here at the bottom of the card. Anybody else down here notable? And once again, not like a personal thing, like this person has won championships and stuff. Like not like.
Right.
I'm not trying to diss anybody.
I mean, you can literally almost just go in a straight line. I mean, Casey King is absolutely wonderful. I've never seen a professional wrestler captivate an entire... He'll have the whole crowd behind him, and then they didn't know who he was before he showed up.
Oh, nice.
That's just he's very magnetic. He just draws people in. He's such a likable person. I'm very much looking... Not to mention, he's freaking good. He draws you in, and then he keeps you there with natural ability. He's such a good professional wrestler. It's a crime he's not signed somewhere.
All right.
And him versus Troy Parker is going to be absolutely wonderful. It's
Yo,
if
that's a good match, I hope we bring it over here to CZW too. I'd like to see that one live.
Oh yeah. Cool. You got Zodiac and Drew Dillinger. Okay. Zodiac was one of my first vets who really broke me in. He was my opponent in the Ted Petty, the TPI for IWA Mid-South.
Nice.
The tournament that has seen the likes of Daniel Bryan come through there.
Oh, nice.
The likes of CM Punk, Claudio, Chris Hero. All these guys have competed in the TPI, and I had Zodiac in the first round of, I forget the year. But he was one of my first real big tests. It was like my very first show. I had a Sin City Street Fight tag match. And that night we had to film a promo for me to go to the TPI, just like immediately. I had to go show. I was in way too deep. I got drug out. I got a little bit of buzz off that really good tag match, and got an anchor tied to my foot and thrown in the deep end almost immediately. I was in way over my head, but
I feel
Zodiac is so good.
Well, we did the one show, Cage of Death, where we didn't have anything that we needed to do. We just shot a few things that worked out. And then the next show, we have a shot list. We have a sheet of shit we have 14 fucking spots. Like, what the fuck? We got them all. We got every single fucking one of them. But yeah, deep end.
Yeah.
All right. Who else we got here as we move up the card?
We got Drew Dillinger right there teaming with Zodi. I've teamed with Drew more than once. We've been on the opposite side of the ring. We've been on the same side of the ring more times than I can count. He's one of those guys that's like a critical piece to my building who I am as a person.
Oh, nice.
Like I've crossed paths with him 20, 30 times already in just my 5-year career. We had a whole faction up in Ohio that we ran together. You want to talk about an army tank with a Ferrari engine, dude. That dude can just go.
Nice.
He can wrestle every single style. He's creative. I've never met a mind like him just talking to him. So good. So good. I love Drew Dillinger. And I hate Drew Dillinger. I love him and I hate him. It goes both ways. 1 minute I think we're great. Next minute I turn around and I'm getting hit with a gore. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm on your ass again, bro.
Nice.
Changes with the day of the week. Heavy Doom. These are 2 kids from our system. These are 2 trainees.
Oh, nice.
The system feeds the show.
All right.
2 of our kids right there. I don't like them. They associate with Jackie. They've stuck their nose in my business more times than I could count. But when we're at training, I can appreciate the work that they put in, and I'm excited to see them work with guys like Drew and Zodi. I'm trying to be as nice as possible without trying to tear them down. They're good kids, or shit. They're good wrestlers. We'll go with they're good wrestlers. I'm not going to say they're good kids because they're assholes. But
They're pieces of shit, but I mean, they know how to wrestle, though, so that's good.
Yes.
We got a couple.
Tragedy boys have been all over. I'm moving on past the frickin' Jackie goons. Tragedy boys have been all over. They're all any wrestling poster you see in the Midwest area, you're gonna see at least one Tragedy boy.
Well, I've started to notice that as I look around more, as I get involved. Now I become a part of it. I'm like, some of these people, I see them on a lot of the travel in the same circles. You know,
that's the Tragedy boys.
You start to notice,
They are not afraid of the road. They're not afraid of long car trips. They're not afraid of anything.
I feel like these are the guys that got the biggest chances when you see them all over the place, right?
Yeah.
You're like, I think something's happening here.
Dylan Cole has a lot of potential. I can't wait to see him really put the pedal to the metal here in these next couple years and see what he can do. I don't know who the hell their mystery partner is. I think they teased it might be Austin Carte.
I mean,
that's a whole new can of worms.
It could be Mr. Hartgrave.
It could be Mr. Hartgrave.
It could be.
It could be.
Anything's possible.
It's
probably not. No, I don't think so.
If you want to consider me Daredevil, Gaston is my bullseye.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. I've seen some promos. Yeah, if you follow,
all over. He's my relationship with Drew, minus the friendship because I'm always kicking Gaston in the head, but times like 100. Like I think our record was like 7 times in 1 year in like 4 or 5 different promotions we wrestled each other. We just everywhere I turn, it's me versus Gaston, and I have a lot of respect for him.
Well, at least
we haven't had like anything really personal here in a really long time, so I don't have too much bad to say about him. But God, I respect his motor, I respect his ability, and I mean, I hope he does well here against my trainers.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got your trainers there. We got a super team here of everything legendary.
Yeah, that's Larry D, that's Max Sled, and that is Larry D's wife, Paige Jones. They've been tagging since probably before I was really even thinking about being a professional wrestler. They've traveled the world together. Larry is a former Impact star.
Yep.
PTW was the original company that Gen Next was based from, and they're all over that. World Championships, very decorated. They've traveled together. So much chemistry with those 2 guys. I regret that my tag team fizzled before we got the chance to go 2-on-2 with them. That would have been a lot of fun. Outlast versus Everything Legendary, but it is what it is. I'm excited that they're on the card. I love watching good tag team wrestling, and whenever you see Max and Larry on one side, I can already guarantee you it could be a scarecrow and a ham sandwich. You're still going to see good tag team wrestling.
Sounds like a good matchup right there.
Yep. Ali Albright. God, dude. Such a like young fire, like sense of wonder about professional wrestling. I've only gotten to talk to her a couple times, but the first time I met her, I was sitting with Alex Zane at his merch table.
Okay.
I went to an IWA show with Larry because he was booked versus Alex Zane. And it's not every day your hero wrestles your trainer, so I had to go see what this was all about. And I was sitting with Alex and I was shooting the crap, picking his brain, watching him work, watching him sell merch. And Allie walked up as a fan and like got a picture and did her little pose with him and all this stuff. And now look at she's on the same card with me.
Yeah.
So it's really inspirational watching her go from not just a fan to a wrestler, but a fan to a good wrestler. And she's going to just continue to climb up. Very young into her career. Super excited to see her here. I think this is her first time here. Just like Mr. Parker. Those are the two debuts for this show.
All right, excellent.
So I'm really excited to see her here on this caliber of a show, and I hope we keep bringing her back. Allie's wonderful. I love Allie.
Awesome.
Lexi Green is an evil witch.
Yeah, I was digging the look. You know, I've been sitting here the whole time being like, what's going on with Lexi Green? That looks,
Yep,
I'm already a fan.
She's very intimidating.
I'll tell you what, we don't have enough evil witches over in CZW. I'm going to say that right now.
Lexi Green, call her up. Get her up
We
there.
might have to. I feel like we need more evil witches. I don't know what the history is, but like today on Facebook, Lou Fisto made a post.
Mm-hmm.
I know Lou Fisto. She's a divisive character in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I don't really know the story. Maybe I'm speaking out of my ass. That is the first woman that's ever been in a cage of death.
Really?
Yeah. I asked her in the comments. I was like, "Would you consider coming back to CZW?" I might be saying something horrible. I don't know what the fucking history is. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
But
you might be harassing a hornet's nest.
I might have poked a fucking bear. I don't know. But all I know is historically, that is the first woman that's ever entered a cage of death. Now, we got a new woman that entered a cage of death, Mickey Knuckles.
Oh, yeah, Mickey's great. I love Mickey.
I feel like, that's just something interesting. I don't they team up together, go against each other. I don't fucking know. I don't know what's going on. But I'm just curious, right?
We'll throw Lexi Green in the mix, and that'd be just three bad women going head to head.
All right, so she's an evil witch. I mean, is she as hardcore as Mickey Knuckles? I mean, I don't know if anybody's fucking hardcore. Jesus Christ, man.
Well, the last time I saw her, she did have a coffin match with Paige Jones.
Oh,
so
shit!
Yeah,
that sounds violent.
Oh yeah,
it's possible. It's possible.
That poor coffin's not going to survive for another Gen Next coffin match. That thing got pretty destroyed. It did not live to see a second show.
Look, there's one thing you can say about CZW, and it is you have not made yourself as a hardcore wrestler until you have been through a tournament of death. Either win one or just be a part of one.
Mm-hmm.
That's worldwide. Tournament of death. That's how you do it. Mickey Knuckles won the last tournament of death.
So crazy. I mean, very deserving, but crazy to think about.
It's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure now. I'm sure she's the first female winner of a tournament of death. I think I don't even know if there's other female entrants into tournament of death.
What's the next match? I can't see. We're down too far.
Yeah, let's go on up here. Oh, I see some familiar faces. But we have we got somebody from around here. We got a GCW. No, I'm not really supposed to talk about them too much.
Well, luckily I don't know too awful much about Rachel Armstrong besides that she's very good.
But yeah, we might run into Rachel. I don't know. You know, with that company and our company, there's a lot of back and forth and a wee bit of heat, perhaps.
Right.
I think there's one thing I'm not allowed to say, and it's that.
Well, we will leave it at she is world traveled.
She is.
Very good.
She is.
Very good.
Yeah,
Stevie Ash, our women's champion, she's another one from our system. She is just like Debo and Aaron down there at the bottom.
Nice.
She crawled up from the dirt that Gen Next was built on, just like I did, just like Jackie Thad did, a product of our system. She's so good. She's so good. She's taken on so many competitors that have tried to come in here and make a name for themselves, because people will do that. I've noticed especially women wrestlers will do that. They see Gen Next, they see the quality of product we're putting out, they see the caliber of wrestlers that are here, and they try to kick in the door and make a name for themselves immediately. And when you're the women's champion or the world champion, or if you have a belt in this company, that's a gigantic target on your back. And to hold the title as long as Stevie Ash has, it's nothing short of impressive.
How long has she held it for?
I think she's sneaking up on a year. I think it's been about 8 months. If I could be very mistaken, but I feel like she's sneaking up on the full year with the title.
So
no, that is mistaken. That is mistaken, because she won it during my break. So I think it's closer to like 6-ish, 5-ish months. So just about half a year.
Well, I had a quick I looked up Rachel Armstrong real quick on a cage match, and just to see if she'd ever spent any time in CZW, because a lot of people from that company have been here and vice versa. But she hasn't. You could ask her about that. Maybe there's something. Maybe there's a story there. But she has had a series of matches with Billy Starks. We all know Billy Starks over there on Ring of Honor, and she's had matches with Jordan Grace. She's had a lot of run-ins with high-profile wrestlers. Maki Ito was one of her opponents. She's shared the ring with a lot of people, so I think Stevie Ash has some serious tough competition there. This lady's probably coming for her belt.
Yeah, this is round 2. They worked a show or two ago, and it was a killer match, and so this is the rematch here. So I'm excited to see them go at least one more time. Hell, sign me up for a couple more. Just keep running it back.
Now we talked about you and Corey, and people, if you need to know more about Kellin and Corey, definitely check this channel out. That's how I was introduced, was a match where you were up against Corey.
That's right. My first match I showed you was
the main
me
one
versus Corey.
However, I didn't notice, we didn't talk about it earlier, this is a Sin City street fight.
Yeah, this is my match.
So I assume there are no rules. There will be weapons strewn about the place. You can walk in with your kendo stick. It will not be taken away from you. You will not be disqualified for using it.
I'm coming in armed, so he better bring some kind of trick in his pocket.
I know Corey is a great wrestler and world traveled and all that shit. But I get the feeling this plays more into your hand, Kellin.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Corey Calhoun in a tournament of death.
We ain't seen me in one either.
Well, I think we might someday, Kellin. First round, man. First round, go in there, take a light tube, tap the fuck out. You know,
I'm done. Give me the
just
fuck out.
hand someone an easy dub, and just so you can say you did it. Fuck it. I did tournament of death. I'm good.
I did it.
I did it. And I'm good now.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, I think Corey's in trouble. I'm not even saying that from a biased position. That's just pure facts. You have Kellin Craven, who just wrestles in this. I've seen you do a dog collar match.
Yeah.
Has Corey done a dog collar match?
He's been wrestling for a really long time.
Who
so I wouldn't
knows?
put it past him, but I've definitely never seen it.
Never seen it.
Yep.
So I feel like this plays into your hand. I feel like he's fucked.
Yeah, I mean, the Sin City Street Fight is what put me on the map. Like I said, it was the big tag match that me and funny enough, the guy that I was wrestling in the dog collar match was my former tag partner.
There you go. You see,
we had the Sin City Street Fight together with the Native Sons, and it probably one of the highest points of my wrestling buzz came off my very first match. Just immediate, just lit up and promoters reaching out to me just because of what we were able to accomplish in that match. And now Corey is stepping into my world. I mean, it's the equivalent of facing a Hardy brother in a ladder match. This is not where you want to be, bro.
I'm telling you, Kellin, if you fuck around and do too well, you are going to end up in CZW, boy.
Yeah, I gotta pull it back a little bit. No thumbtacks, no light tube.
I mean, you know what?
I don't want to look too, especially with Mr. Parker here. I don't want to stand out too much.
If you want to show out like that, you got Mr. Parker right there looking on. I mean, he put in a good word for you, being like, let's bring Kellin in, do some fire.
I've seen him do some hardcore shit to Corey Kellin.
Yeah, there you go. Let's do it. Let's do it. We can bring that feud over here. Escalate things a little bit. You might be limited in what you can do there in Kentucky.
I am. I'm very limited in Kentucky.
You know, if you bring it to Philadelphia, we ain't got no laws in Philadelphia. Ain't no goddamn laws
in Philadelphia.
No God, there's only a few laws in Atlantic City. I mean, so I've seen some shit go down in Atlantic City the last couple of shows. I saw Judge Joe Dredd take a fucking light tube into Mickey Knuckles' crotch. I never seen nothing like that before. That was unwholesome. You could do that in Atlantic City and no one arrests you.
No one arrests you.
No one arrests you. I mean, I seen Nick Gage take his pizza cutter to Alex Colon. That was just Saturday.
You should be in handcuffs, sure.
Jesus
Where
Christ.
are the police?
He's cutting him up. That man had more blood coming out of him than I knew was in a human body.
Oh, gosh.
There's some wild shit going on over here, man. So, yeah, Corey, watch your shit, man. Maybe just take your L and move on. You know what I mean? You don't want to escalate this. You don't want to move this up the ladder. We got a doorway. Yeah. We got a doorway to CZW waiting for you, boy. Try to take Kellin's shot. Fucking interject himself into that. What the fuck, man? Because that's what it's about, right? Because you won the fucking tournament. You got the title shot. And Corey wants to try to say that he... I mean, you're inviting it in because you want to kick his ass. So, I mean, that's rather gracious of you to hand out this ass whooping to Corey.
You know, I was feeling really generous.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you should... I look, if I was your manager, I would have advised you to tell him to fuck off.
Smart man probably would have.
That would have been I would have said, you need to tell this guy to fuck off. I know you got personal feelings here. I know you want to beat the shit out of him. I know you want to take him to a Sin City street fight and make it so that he don't walk the same afterwards. I understand that desire, Kellin. Mm-hmm. But think business-wise. You want that title shot. You want that title.
The title, to me...
You want to risk it. You don't want to risk it. I know you're confident.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's worth the risk. But, I know that the revenge is important for you.
The revenge is not just important. The revenge is everything. The championship was secondary. I didn't intend on becoming the number one contender. I've said that before on your stream. The title, it was never the number one goal. It was always to hurt these two guys. That's what I'm here to do.
Damn.
I'm here to hurt these two individuals. Corey Calhoun, Jackie Thad. I'm here to take years off your career. That's what I'm trying to do.
You see, I just try to stay on your good side, sir, because this is you can't argue with that, you know. Like, I get it, I get it. Unfortunately, so then we get to the main event here, where Jackie Thad. We're hoping once again that Jackie Thad retains so that you can kick his ass, right?
Yes.
You don't want to fight Shane Mercer. You want to beat in Jackie Thad's fucking brains, right? So like,
yeah, I need Jackie Thad to survive the Iron Demon.
I mean, it looks tough.
He's gonna do it?
It looks yeah, like I'm also confused.
Are you familiar with Shane Mercer at all?
I am not. I'm going to go back to cage match. I'm going back to cage match. Cage match has been my friend, dude, throughout this whole journey.
He's probably done some cage of death shit. I would not put that past Shane Mercer.
I gotta tell you an embarrassing story. I gotta tell you. Oh God damn it, Kellin. Oh God damn. Let me tell you this because I gotta share. This is truly embarrassing. All right.
I got a Shane Mercer story after that's just as embarrassing.
All right, that's good. We can commiserate. First Cage of Death show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who the fuck anyone was. Didn't know
Right.
anybody. And I tried to do as much research as I could because I know it's not professional to go in there and have to ask everybody their fucking name and shit. But that's what I
Who
had
is
to do.
you?
Yeah, it's horror. It's fucking horrible. I tried to do a lot of it off camera. Be like, I'm really sorry. I only had 1 day notice. I try to be cool. And I think there's a lot of understanding too. Like they know that the eyes of the world aren't on them.
Right.
I've got a leg up in that at least I've got my eye on AEW, so I've seen some of these guys on Dark and stuff. Like, I'm not like just a WWE guy who knows nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it. You WWE fans, you don't know shit, by the way. You guys are fucking idiots. Okay, so I'm not that bad. All right, I don't mind burying a WWE fan because they're honestly got fucking holes in their head. All right, like there's no fucking point. It's like you don't even talk to them. They don't even know that wrestling exists. They don't even watch wrestling. That fucking company's admitted it's not even wrestling. Anyways, I'm off on a fucking tangent. I don't know anybody. That's the thing. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad about it. I know enough to know that I should feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think that's what helped me is that I was like, I'm sorry. I wish I knew more. I wasn't like a dick. Like, I don't need to fucking know you. Are you the fucking Rock? Well, fuck you. I'm not like that. Not a piece of crap, But here's the thing. I knew Rich Swann was a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he was like the fucking guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I shot a video with him and I still didn't know. He randomly goes live on Instagram.
No.
And I click in and I'm just like, oh, what's Rich Swann doing? He's talking about the time he wrestled Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And so I go over to Cage Match and I type in Rich Swann and my mind proceeds to be blown the back of my fucking head.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I didn't know Rich Swann was like this. Why the fuck didn't anybody tell me I was about to meet Rich fucking Swann? I had literally watched the Kenny Omega match. And when I watched the Kenny Omega match, my ignorant ass was like, well, he's going to beat this jobber. And I mean, he did. And he did beat Rich Swann for the Impact title. And it was a huge moment because people probably didn't think it was going to happen because he's a fucking AEW guy. He beat him for the Impact title when he was with AEW when they were doing that crossover. But that was the fucking match. Kenny Omega had 2 matches. He had one with Rich Swann and one with Sami Callihan. So how fucking big do you have to be to have a fucking match with Kenny Omega if he's only going to do 2 matches in your fucking company ever?
Yeah.
It's Rich fucking Swann. Rich Swann goes back to the dawn of all this shit. He was tagging with Will Ospreay, Ricochet, and the fucking Young Bucks. And look, here's the thing. Now I know who Rich Swann is. Now I don't want anyone else to suffer the same embarrassment that I suffered. Mm-hmm. So what I want to do, and we have talked to Rich Swann and he is on board, is we are going to make an official, and this is a worldwide fucking announcement to all 14 people watching. We are going to make an official documentary on Rich Swann. We are going to follow him around for the rest of the year. We are going to interview him. We are going to interview people that know him. And we are going to put together an actual fucking film. And that's a side project.
Hell yeah. That's so sick.
And I'm very excited about it because I think it's goddamn criminal that this guy's walking around and you can like run into him and you just like won't even fucking know. Mm-hmm. How much of a fucking legend this guy is.
Yeah.
And it shows. If there's one thing you need to check out like CZW for, it's just like watch these Rich Swann matches. He had a great match at Cage of Death. He had a great match at the 26th anniversary. He works super fucking hard. He's in the best shape of his life.
Yeah.
Have you seen Rich Swann right now?
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ. Like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
He looks insane right now.
Insane. I mean, like, I shot the one video with him. It's one of the recent videos on the channel. I don't know if you saw it. But he, like, strips down during the video because he knows. He starts off the video in a hoodie and he ends, like, he's like, by the end, the first thing he does, he starts stripping. It's crazy. because he's in phenomenal shape and he's working as hard as he's ever worked. He's hungrier than he's ever been, and I even before I went and cage matched him, I already had the inclination to let's do a documentary on Rich Swann. And then after I cage matched, I'm like, oh, we need to do that documentary on Rich Swann. Like, holy shit. I can't believe I have that access to a guy like that.
Yeah.
Is fucking crazy. What an honor. What a thing. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and cage match up the Iron Demon over here because I don't want to be in. If I ever meet Shane Mercer, I don't also want to make the same fucking mistake. And you say you got a story for us about Mr.
Oh
Mercer.
yeah, I got another mistake.
From around here as well. I got to eat with that other company. For as far as I know, this guy's a fucking CZW legend. I don't even know it. So let me.
He very well. I do not know if he's ever been to CZW,
right?
but he has been to shows similar to CZW, so I would not put it past him.
It's very possible, and it's very possible I could end up looking at this guy at the next fucking show. So he's done a shit ton with that company. That's already what I'm seeing. So what's your tale?
So the first time I met Shane Mercer, I'm at IWA Mid-South, and I'm about to do their equivalent of the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm in there with guys from all over because it's another super indie, or it was, they've shut down now, but it was another super indie company. They had the history of all the Claudios and guys that have come through there. So I'm just bumping elbows with dudes who are either been on TV, about to be on TV, or super indie darlings. That the entire locker room is stacked. And again, this is my 7th match ever. I'm just what the fuck am I doing here? This is not where I need to be. In walks the Iron Demon. And he stops. He looks at me. He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a bottle about this big of hot sauce. And he goes, "You want some?" And I'm like, "Mama didn't raise no bitch. Yeah, I'll take your hot sauce, Shane." What am I gonna do? Say no? I'm in over my head. I'm yeah. If Shane Mercer offers you some fucking hot sauce, you say yes. So I stuck my finger out like this. And he poured it. I mean, this shit's running all the way down to my hand. He just dumps this hot sauce. I look like I stuck my finger in the bottle.
It's the weirdest shit.
I'm just okay, bottoms up, and I do it real fast.
Let's go.
I do the whole damn thing. I take every bit off my finger in one go, and I just sit there, and I'm just it tastes good. And he goes, "That's my favorite. Put that shit on everything." He starts walking, and I start sweating. Before I know it, I'm in the parking lot puking out of the dumpster.
Oh, no.
I'm out there full gear, white knee pads, kick pads. I'm wearing, my ring jacket, and I'm just on my hands and knees by this dumpster outside of the arena, just yakking my brains out, thinking I'm never going to take hot sauce or anything from that matter from Shane Mercer ever again.
So, did you find out? Was it a rib?
I don't know. He offered it to a lot of people. He didn't.
He might have been. Was he ribbing everybody, or does he really pour that on everything he eats?
Talking to him and knowing him as well as I do now, that motherfucker drinks it. He takes a shot before bed.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. So, yeah, I cage matched him. And yeah, he's East Coast legend over here, man. He's So yeah, definitely. Ask him what's up. He hasn't been in CZW as far as I can tell, but he's worked with all of our guys and guys that are here now. Jimmy Lloyd, he worked with Schlack, who just made an appearance at the 26th anniversary. So yeah, maybe he hasn't worked for us, but he's worked with everybody who a lot of people that have and a lot of people that are. So yeah, man.
I'm sure you've seen the spot where people take the ladder and stick their head through a rung and spin, do the helicopter.
The Terry Funk spot, I believe he originated that one.
I've seen this motherfucker Shane Mercer pick up half of the row of bleachers and put it on his head and spin the goddamn row of bleachers and hit people those metal You got like baseball parks and shit.
Oh,
He
no.
picked the shit up and spun it and hit people in the head with it. He's a freak of nature. I've never seen anything like him.
And he's got to be a good wrestler too, because he's got matches here with Mike Bailey. He's got matches with Jack Cartwheel. He's got some stuff on his resume here that a lot of people don't have.
Top of the indie darlings. He's right there. He's probably like one rung behind Rich Swann in terms of like people who aren't signed that are about to get signed. Like that, or I mean, I guess Rich Swann's probably.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. He hasn't done a tournament of death as far as I can tell. So
he would. he would light that thing up.
You know what? I don't know. If you ask him, we'll see if they're. I don't know. Door might be
I've
open.
seen him pick a guy up in the ring, gorilla press style, run at the opposite ropes, and yeet him into the crowd. And he threw him so fucking hard and so far. He flew past the like ringside area. He flew over the barricade, and he flew like 3 rows of people. He almost like missed the crowd. He threw this guy into the crowd and almost threw him over the crowd. That's how hard he threw this guy.
So, when he kills Jackie Thad...
He's going to murder Jackie Thad.
When he kills Jackie Thad Saturday... I mean, are you still gonna also punish Jackie Thad further? Let's assume that he dies, but somehow he maintains the belt. Because he's a sneaky bastard, Jackie Thad. I've seen his bullshit, and he's a sneaky bastard. Yeah. So he's gonna be half dead. Body won't ever be the same again.
Correct.
He's taking on a very stupid challenge. He's not the sharpest guy, not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
No.
Would you have taken this challenge? What do you like? There, but for the grace of God, go I. Like, there's a reality where that's you versus the Iron Demon.
I think, in my opinion, part of the reason he took a challenge like this is because of me.
He's trying to prove something here.
Because that was me. I was the gatekeeper. I was the one standing at the gate, holding it open, welcoming people like Shane Mercer to come to Gen Next to test their might. I talked about how when you're the champion, there's a target on your back. I took it off my back and put it on my chest. I wanted everybody to come to Gen Next and attempt. So to me, this is his attempt at trying to replicate that. I've said some things in promos where he couldn't carry the weight of this company the way that I did. So in my opinion, this is him trying to prove me wrong.
Wow.
He might have bitten off more than he can chew, but I hope to God him and his boys find a way to survive this, because I don't care how mangled he is. I want to be waiting on him to apply the finishing blow afterwards. Whatever's left, I want to finish it.
Well, I hope you maintain your shot. I hope you get your shot. And I hope you regain the Generation Next heavyweight title, Kellin. And then I hope you bring it on over here to CZW.
That would be so sick.
We're into it. I would put in so many good words for you, sir, and I'm sure everyone here would back you as well. And thank you for watching this live stream, everybody. We'll see you again next week. We're on this channel now. We're also still in all of our original places. We stream on Instagram. We stream on Twitch. I think we'll probably get back on Facebook. I took this one off of Facebook because it's a little bit different. I didn't know what was going to happen. Thank you, everybody, for being so cordial and being nice to us in our new spot. And we'll see you again next week. I have different outros now. Over on CZW, I say, we'll see you in the zone.
Ooh,
so I wanted
to...
It's not here, though.
Oh, it's not here. Okay, well.
I think we're still keep digging.